and you're at the finalization step. You're there, and I treat this as delicate as you did. It's important to me, and I hope it comes across. As it's definitely gonna be reflected in the price because I'm not a $2.50 corner store
Mm-hmm.
in the notary. I'm showing up just like the attorney who drafted this document. They they don't want to associate themselves with poor taste and low value, so I won't reflect that either. But I think it comes from you know it's definitely training for sure, but a lot of it is personal. But I think it can definitely. I don't think anyone's doomed. I think you can hopefully there's some hope that you can have this injected into you. And now when people say, oh, it's $258, they don't fall. They don't get choked up. They know why. They're like, oh, I can see why.
Yeah. Gina said, definitely lack of customer service, decorum, and professionalism. My thing is, for us melanated people, we need some help in those departments. And it would be it's because we lack a certain type of skill. Me and you was talking about this not too long ago, Tech, about selling, right?
Yeah, but just to be clear, what you're saying is you're not saying that melanated people are not professional. Like, just
no,
yeah, that's not
definitely not. No,
yeah, you're talking about something that's very.
But we could use help in that department, though.
Yeah, because I've gotten the best service. You know where the best service I've gotten is at at our businesses. That's where I've gotten the best service there. Some of the most enjoyable experiences have been with melanated businesses. So, but what you're saying is when you're talking about like some of the techniques and skills that are changed, like that's different.
Well, I'm saying as far as sales skills, some reason we shy away from that. You'll look at other races, they have television networks around sales alone, like home shopping networks and QVC, and they'll sell Ginsu knives and stuff like we should be having that. We should have 24-hour network. And I see a lot of our people doing that on Facebook, a smaller scale. But I'm enjoying that flow because we have to get past this. Sales is sleazy and crummy and manipulative, and all. We have to get past that, man. And a lot of times we don't want to deal with the customers. And because we don't want to deal with the customers, it becomes difficult for us to even offer sales to them. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things that we need to step our game up when it comes to, because I mean, I talk about it all the time when it comes to West Indian restaurants. Believe it, Jack. You ain't getting the best customer service from West Indian restaurants. I would love to change that. All my West Indians out there, come on, can we change that? Can we not be rude and act like we're bothering you to buy the food?
So when a person calls a company, that's the reason why you don't hand it to the cook. You don't hand the phone call to the cook. as you once so eloquently put it.
Yeah. Imagine your cook handling your money too. You going to get the pizza, the dude touched the cash and then touched your pizza. I wouldn't eat the pizza. You handling money. That's not how you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's just little knickknacks like that, but it can make a world of a difference. It can make a world of a difference. Same thing like when we were talking about the notary business, and you would say that notaries would interrogate the potential customer. This person didn't even purchase from you, but you're interrogating that person.
Oh my God.
You make them feel so uncomfortable. And ask yourself, are you interrogating your customer? Do you have the detective spotlight? By the way, Andre Hatchett, I just sent the link over to your email, bro. Could join the live. Are you the detective that have the spotlight out and your potential customer is handcuffed to the table? And you're telling them, give me all this information and I'll feed you a happy meal? Are you treating them like First 48? Or are you treating them like a consultant or a person that like genuinely gives a shit about their situation? I'm not saying you take their problems home with you, but at least give them undivided attention when they call you. Be in the moment. This person is calling you with a problem. But they hear you throwing money. You're throwing clothes in the washer and you're washing clothes in the background.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, like,
that's true.
I know this to be true because I've commissioned other notaries. And I'm like, that's not cool. I'm trying to give you money. You're ordering Swisher Sweets and a pint of Henny.
This is supposed to be their business number too.
True story. Nigga trying to get Black and Miles, Swisher Sweets, and some Henny VSOP.
He didn't put you on mute or nothing?
Nothing, bro. Bold. Audacity. I give him that. He definitely had a I don't give a F mentality about the whole situation, but at the same time, I gave a F for fail. And I did not commission him.
Yeah, you can't send that type of, you can't send that. It's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of your business. You haven't done a background check on this guy. You send him to a client and he ends up robbing the client. And
Indeed.
now they come back and suing you.
Who takes the loss on that one?
Right.
I'm not going to take a loss on it. That as an agency owner, you definitely, and shout out to Andre on that. He helped me see a much larger scope at an agency level. Because now, not only do you see the business as a business owner, but you can also see it as a customer as well. You now have that lens because you are a customer technically. You're calling that person to help you with a problem. Shout out to Andre Hatchett. Here comes the GOAT himself.
Yeah, jump in here, man.
TEKK, what up, TEKK? What up,
Salute.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the guys. I love the show, by the way. I love that y'all doing it every day, too. This is fire.
Hey, I have to put some sound effects for you for coming through, brother.
Y'all get that, buddy.
You know what I mean? I got to, man.
Dirty engineer boy. Circle it.
Hilarious.
Shout out to the GOAT, man. Shout out to the
love
GOAT.
it. I love it.
Shout out to the GOAT.
Great convo. So about what you were saying, Tiger.
Yeah.
How excited can you be when you know you're getting paid less than everybody else?
Facts.
Good question.
I wouldn't be excited at all.
Like you're at the bottom portion of the spectrum, self-imposed, by the way, because you chose to. And how excited can you be? How excited can you be? And I was thinking because there are people who are so like literally in the group. You have someone who says, "Yeah, I guess I make $200." You have someone who said, "I charge 40 or I charge 50." Same group.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna sound harsh, but you know, I gotta say it how it is.
Be harsh, bro.
When you are poor or broke for so long, you think everybody else is. And because you think everybody else is poor and or broke, you think that no one else has money. Because that's been your world, that's been your spectrum for so long. So you stay in the poverty zone because you don't have money. You think no one else has money because of how you came up and how things are currently for you. So you just don't believe people, or you don't believe that you're worthy of getting top dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So they stay stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dropped something the other day that I thought about. It was you were saying the effort that it takes to get to 30K per year versus the effort it takes to get to 90K per year versus 250K per year. It requires a different level of you to be involved in your business, you to be reinvested. You might have to pay a staff. You may have to pay somebody. It's the output. You know, it changes at every single level, and the reason why you don't get to that level is because not that it's a bad level, but you may like it at that 90K a year level.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. But it's the reinvestment, Tech, and when you see people who, and again, not everyone has to excel to be $100,000, $1 million a year person. Pick whatever lane you works for you. I just despise when people say they want to make $1 million a year, but they act, but they have $50,000 a year habits. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. I don't think everyone needs to be rich. But so with that being said, is when you have the aspirations, it's the reinvestment. Because if you're making the money, let's assume that you're doing $5, $6, let's assume you're doing $6,000 a month. That's livable. That's a livable working business at $6,000 a month. You have a decision. Is it Google ads? Is it better flyers? Is it better website? Is it better promo commercial? Is it better something? Is it a soundboard?
Exactly.
Better domain names. What are you reinvesting? And that's the thing. That's the thing. The reinvestment is the thing. Email marketing. That shit ain't cheap.
No, it's not.
But it works.
Thumbtack can start doing process serving. It's a completely different, like the $6 it would cost you to do something on Thumbtack could net you. And Tiger's seen this $400. Tiger's seen this, So,
well, and that's another thing, guys. Right? So it's $400 from, let's say, a client or two, but then as you master Tech, the longevity of the client. Getting the repeat client. That's where the soft skills come in. That's where the follow-ups come in. That's where the Starbucks. I like how you said you want a gift card, Tiger, that matches matches the level of service. So Starbucks instead of Dunkin' Donuts. I like.
Yeah,
that.
you inspired that one, bro. That I did it the very next day after that interview you did, and dropped the like I just wouldn't associate my brand with lower tier brands.
I like that. I like that. And I didn't even think about that. But what you said was absolutely correct. Starbucks, something higher end. No, totally. Totally. And you took action on the thing.
Indeed.
So the reinvestment of the finances and the reinvestment with the action. And just duplicating and quadrupling the process.
Yeah.
Why stop? If people can avoid being cheap, the world is theirs. If people can avoid being cheap, the world is theirs.
Now, when you say cheap, do you mean cheap with themselves or
Both.
the whole mentality of being cheap?
It's a so people who are cheap are usually cheap all around. Typically, not always. But
I would say that. Yeah.
It's not just okay, I'm going to be cheap here, but I'm going to spend there. People usually who are cheap are just cheap all around. And what happens is it just stunts your growth. It just stunts your growth. I have a studio at the crib. It's cool. I got to paint the wall and add some stuff to it to make it really fly. I went to a professional studio yesterday. That professional studio will get me more views than the home studio. It costs more money to go to the studio, but you know what? Maybe I can't do it every day. Maybe not even every week, but can I do it twice a week or twice a month? Right? People also, the perfection element, TNT, the perfection element kills people too, bro. Oh, I gotta do off rip. I gotta do 6 things. I gotta be man. What about just growing incrementally? I have a private one-on-one client, and I love the one-on-one coaching because you're able to get inside people's brains, and when you're able to do that, you see the habits that people have, the good and the bad habits. And I had a lady. I told her, we're gonna track what you earn every week. First of all, she didn't know she was earning so much money. And since we've been tracking the money, we were seeing where the money comes from so we could do the whole gift card play. And now she realized, I'm damn near at my goal. From tracking the funds, the due diligence, the tedious, annoying steps people overlook. I hardly ever see somebody who likes what they're earning. Oftentimes, people who like what they're earning, they know what they're earning.
That's a good point.
People who don't like what they're earning, they don't know the numbers. How much you make last month? Oh, I don't know. It's like this. Every time I ask you, Tech, you know. Every time.
Yeah, there's a part in the Rise of Smart Notary too. I mean, just you talk about doing the tedious things. There's a part where I didn't do this at first, but then it was in the book. It said, start tracking this. Start tracking these phone calls. Start tracking the money. Start tracking the type of document. Start seeing what the patterns are. And when I started tracking those things, again, you notice it. And then you're like, oh, I can see where I messed up on that phone call. I can see how I could have said this and that. I see where there was an opportunity for me to offer them, printing right there. There's a chance for me to do an upsell. And by the way, that Wednesdays and Saturdays are actually the most active days because I got 11 calls versus Tuesday where there was only 4. I wonder if there's something about the hours between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. where there's a surge of calls and nobody's calling after 5. Like, maybe I should start advertising my Google ads and target it between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. and go hard in this particular zip code because that's where I got so many, I got $500 from one appointment in that area code. So it's just the patterns, man. You write them down and it's so tedious. And trust me, nobody's doing it.
Nobody. Knowledge, he knew the average dollar amount that he gets. He knew what he spends a day on ads. The tediousness. And look, I'm okay with people saying, this is a part-time thing, this is a hobby, I only need, 2, 3, 4K a month, and I'm good. All right, cool. Stick with the hustle mentality. But don't come on the internet saying that you want to be a $250 a year plus person and you aren't reinvesting, you aren't being tedious with the due diligence. You aren't going to make the money. Did you see the Social Proof podcast with that chick? the hot seat that David has.
Which one? The fake guru one?
He's had a couple of those. The lady who didn't send back. She she had the pandemic business where she had costume jewelry. She owes people money and started up a new business up under her friend's name.
No.
All right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
When you get a chance, you gotta watch it. This lady to come on the internet with her lack of integrity act was hilarious. And she went on there twice. And she had and him 500, David and Donnie all separately and said, yo, you need a job to go in there, just like a job for a few months to go in there because she needs $8,000 to get the company out of her friend's name into her name. And they just got to go. And she was fighting them. You know, that's not the answer. I need to sell more product. So Tiger, if you ordered a book from me 3 years ago, you didn't get the book or a refund. I now am selling a new book. You see me posting. Let's take out the fact that we're brothers. You see me posting. You probably gonna go in the comments saying, "Hey, I didn't get my book 3 years ago. What's the deal?" Now the new people who don't know this are gonna see this and say, "Damn, I'm not gonna buy it from him. I didn't get my book. I'm not gonna trust him to send me the book because he didn't get his book." So she is going publicly on a public platform stating, I didn't pay people, I didn't send them their shit, but I'm selling new stuff.
Got him.
That's a whole other level of lack of due diligence. Man.
Yeah, that's like no integrity.
No integrity. And people think, one, it just feels good to do the right thing. Let's just throw that out there. But two, it's easier to sell to the same person again.
True.
Let's just say that you don't care about the integrity piece, but you care about the money piece. Okay, cool. It's easier to sell to the same person again than to go find a new customer. So the next thing you drop, you have somebody right in front of you who's happy. I think 30 to 40% of my income is from repeat customers in all businesses.
That's a really good number.
It is. I did a notary job for a guy on Friday, and I did the same job for him on Monday. I later started for one-on-one coaching. She also joined the 2 to 12K club. People are so advantageous on skipping the step to the money, they forget to just do good business.
Dawn said that's a whole different level of dumbassness.
It was wild. I was like, yo, you are saying this on TV, and then you come back on, so let them record, then they release the episode later. So let's just say it was 6 weeks ago that they recorded. Homegirl could have came back on here and said, man, I didn't get a job, but I've been doing Lyft. I'm making $1,000 a week. I'm working on paying off these debts. He came on there saying, no, I didn't do a damn thing. I need to get these products sold. Oh, man. Repeat clients excite me.
Now, I wanted to ask you too, Dre, since we got you on here, because you are a stickler when it comes to a person being focused on maybe that one thing. Do you believe that the lack of focus, like in the notary industry or any industry, being an entrepreneur, can affect the way that they treat their customers?
Yeah, because people who lack focus generally are rushers and they have anxiety. Self-imposed anxiety because their lack of focus. So now they're rushing. Now they're anxious. Now they're not gonna. Now they have a higher level of having a mistake with the client because they're overly anxious. So the lack of focus has it's like a ball that rolls down the hill and it gets bigger. It gets bigger. It's the ricochet effect when you lack focus. Because one, you have too many businesses probably. So now you're spread thin with 4 or 5 self-employed businesses that you're trying to run and trying to hustle up. Keep track of emails is probably all out of sync. You got DMs here, Stripe here, Cash App here, invoice here. How can you serve the client fully when you aren't focused? How can you make for a great experience when you aren't focused? No.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts more people than anything else I've seen in business. Anything else.
What'd you say, Tech?
Yeah. I agree. I think that, man, I think the biggest problem that a lot of people have is really communication. Like that's always the thing that's always scary. So talking to people and maybe getting in front of somebody and showing your inexperience, you know, that could be something that drives that person to go jump in this training and then jump on that training and then go listen to this person talk and then go watch this video. And now their focus is just everywhere, like Jay's saying.
What do you call that, Tiger? You call that mentor overload? Or
mentor overload, brother.
That was the perfect wording for it. And you could tell probably when you call a notary who's not focused, right, guys?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. It happened to me yesterday. Yeah. I have a partner program, and when people go to my website, they actually can sign up and be essentially a contractor.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, this is my expansion arm of my business.
Okay. Recruiting.
The recruiting side of my business, yeah. And like Tiger says, always looking for good people, and I'm right. So when people sign up, I hit them up, but think about it. Who is the type of person who would sign up for my partner program? Probably somebody who's not getting a lot of clients.
True.
Okay. Yeah.
Wants to maybe they just like me. I don't know. Maybe they like my picture and want to partner with me. Who knows? But it's usually, of the 22 people I have, about 18 of them are like, they're not experienced. They're
Gotcha.
less than a year. And they got their toe in, they got their foot in the pool. You know what I'm saying? They got another job, and they are going to try this out. And the other 4 people are hitters. These are snipers. These are people I can always rely on them.
Okay.
I can send them to a family with small children, or I can send them into a nursing home, or I can send them anywhere.
Well, okay. Gotcha.
So heavy rotation there, but these other people they just pop up. So when they pop up, they get an email and it says that, hey, thanks for signing up, and somebody's going to reach out to you. So I call them up, and yesterday I called a guy, and I swear I asked him one question. I said, is there anything that you don't do? And you can hear he was basically trying to prove how educated and how smart he was, how many trainings that he took, and how much. Mind you, he only started doing it, in March.
Like 2 months ago? Last month?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
He only got his commission in 2 months ago. But when I asked him, hey, is there anything that you don't do? And then he just went off and, I got my supplies, I've got my book, I've got, I always carry my materials with me, which is always good. And, I'm certified to do this. And, I've read my handbook. I always keep it with me.
The certification play?
Yeah. But that's, when you talk about focus though, right? So yes, those are all good things, not to say that they're bad things, but nonetheless, why are you calling me? Why are you signing up for this program? It's to get business, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? Absolutely. He's like, he happy to work with me, and so happy that he couldn't wait for me to call. And I understand that. So when you focus, when you're distracted by, when you're pulled in all these different directions and you're distracted by all these, shiny things, and I'm guilty of it. Right. A lot of things interest me, but I always look at things like, artificial intelligence and automation. Obviously, I'm obsessed with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my focus is always using those tools to increase the clients, right? Because I understand that as most people are startup notary businesses. Like, you may not know this, but you're a startup.
Yeah, definitely.
Your most important task is to get clients. As a startup notary business, your most important task is to get clients.
Mm-hmm. Here's what gets a lot of notaries as well, right? They take a course, they get into training, and but they have a lack of self belief, maybe, or if they've done other things that haven't worked before, so they don't take the necessary steps because we tell them, right, 30 to 60 days, if you guys do this stuff, you will be getting calls. You will be getting calls if you do the stuff. So they don't fully prepare. They halfway prepare, or a quarter way prepare. Call comes in. Now they're nervous. Like, no, like we went over what you had to do. They didn't fully prepare. The unfully prepared. They spend the money. They're not cheap. They're not cheap because they did spend the money, but they didn't believe it enough. They didn't believe in themselves or the business structure enough that this thing will happen. Now they're scrambling. There are people who told me that they've gotten calls, but they were nervous. That they were nervous, so they didn't answer the phone. I'm like, you didn't answer the phone? No, I didn't know what to do. You didn't know what to do. The go all in. Even if you have a job. When I had a job, I would stay. I used to work with kids. I used to stay at school, work on the school library, getting on 123 Notary, signing up on the platforms, signing up with signing agencies. I would just stay there till 8, 9 o'clock. You can be absolutely fully prepared in this business if you have a full-time job. You just have to dedicate the time.
Yeah.
So now, what should that person who you call, let's assume that they are new, right? What should they have said to you?
If I ask you, is there anything that you don't do?
Mm-hmm.
What they should have said was, you know what? I've got a family and I don't do any appointments after 7 p.m.
Okay.
I don't work on the weekends. Something along those lines. That's what I was expecting.
Mm.
Now, will I still work with that person? I'll still work with that person, by the way, right? It shows the person who I've seen once like you say, once you overcome that mental side of it, that confidence side of it, then it really is. To me, that's achieving, because there is levels to this. That's that level. Being able to accept a phone call, versus going to execute a technical notarization. Those are two different things. The phone call, to me, is what sets up the appointment. The phone call, to me, I want more of those, because you get more jump shots, you get more shot attempts.
The personal development piece. I didn't realize how big it was. Right. The personal, and what I learned is different people are at different places with their personal development. But the toughest thing about helping people with the personal development is a lot of times they're very arrogant and a bit egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to help people. I call it the mental mechanics. It's hard to help people with the mental mechanics because a lot of times they're embarrassed that they need help with it and they get very defensive. If people can, if people are have a higher level of self-awareness, it's easier to get through to them. It's easier to say, okay, like, you need help with X, Y, Z. Okay, we're gonna just slow down from that. Let's just work this out. So I have a friend. His mental mechanics aren't the best, right? Great guy, great person, great at doing notary jobs. His systems part was all fucked up. So he comes to the crib or to the office. We meet twice a month, and we just work on like literally getting all his login information on one Google Doc. Like that was 1.5 days. You might say, "Yeah, that's silly." No, it's not silly. He was opening up to hearing it. So once you're opening up to hearing what you need help with, it's a wrap because we can fix it.
Yeah.
When you aren't open to hearing what you need help with, we can't fix it.
Yeah, you gotta be teachable, man.
You gotta be teachable. You got to. I rejected people because I thought they weren't teachable, bro. Like a lot, actually.
As you should.
If I get that you aren't going to listen to me, and I do by giving you a couple of simple tasks, and if they ignore and just go right to what I say, I ask them not to enroll.
Now, why would I want all of my login information on one page? Somebody might even ask you that. Why would I?
Bingo. they might continue to ask. What I'm like, yo, like I know what I'm doing here. You need to have it so you can send it to an admin, a VA, so you can access it. Send the link to get reviews one class, but whatever it is, you need to follow my processes. You don't have the knowledge. Totally fair, totally fine. Follow my processes, then you'll have your own down the line. But step 1 through 10. A through F, that's my domain. F through Z, go knock it out. Add your 2 cents in there. But if you can kill, if anyone's watching this, if you have an ego, if you aren't where you want to be and your ego is inflated, you need to kill the ego and allow somebody to implement systems into your brain, a different thought process into your mechanics. Everything is up from there.
Yeah, I hope people get that because that whole, I can just see how somebody would say, well, why would I need everything and be in one place? And so that time when that the assistant from the attorney law firm calls you and they got 2 clients in your area and you can't, the person who's supposed to be setting up the appointment is on vacation, so you need to take down information for the lady when she comes back, and then you got to log into your email service provider so you can set up a professional email because they're getting ready to drop a bag on you and you can't find your login information. Like those type of things can be completely avoided. And how do I know? Because situations like that happen. You never know when it's going to happen. And the fact that you have everything in one place, boom, quick right there. And now you can respond to that law firm's request in minutes rather than, when they call you back, hey, we never got that email that you said you were going to send us an email. We never got it. Now you look bad.
Being on point is priceless, bro.
Yeah.
Being on point it makes life so less stressful.
Yeah, you can charge more too.
But that's the benefits of getting a mentor. You know what I mean? Like you cut that learning curve. You're able to stand on their shoulders because they were able to see past that mountain where you couldn't see. So they clip you up and get you ready for the obstacles that you're going to experience, and you're going to have to get. And it could be a very difficult process if you don't have any mentorship or you don't have no online course. Like I was telling TEKK yesterday, thank goodness for the Notary Business School, because I remember when I was getting phone calls out in Indiana for people that wanted to get notaries, I didn't know what to do. What did I do? I went right over to the Notary Business School. You taught how to do the agency thing. Boom. The next day I'm closing deals in Indiana.
Different state.
In a completely different state that I wasn't commissioned in. So that's the power of getting schooled, not that free school shit on YouTube. That shit is ridiculous. If they're giving you great information for free on YouTube, just imagine what they're going to give you on a paid course, or if you're in position to get mentorship where you can actually speak to that person, it's life-changing, man.
Most people need ongoing support, T, because they have their own. They have the business itself to learn, right? How to notarize POAs, automation, wills, loan closings, all that good stuff, right? Like that's one beast. Then they have their own personal development. Then they have their cousins. Always a fucking cousin or an aunt of someone who's telling them that they can't make any money as a notary. Then they just have life. Life pops up. You just might have a bad month. Just life. It's too much to overcome on your own.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask you guys this. Why do people, and not just notary, any industry, why do some people happily pay for mentorship and other people feel I don't know, it's like this weird ego thing that I shouldn't have to pay for information and for someone's time. It's like really cut or dry. Either people are happy to pay or they hate paying people for their information and for their time.
Tech, you want to take that?
I think about it as like a gym membership. Costco. I can't get access to the equipment at 24-Hour Fitness, so I'm willing to pay the $30 a month or the $40 a month so that I can go in there and get it on a treadmill because I ain't got one at my house. So if I need to get T-shirts, I need to get a tire for my car, I need to get some wine and some pizza, I can go to a Sam's Club and I can pay a membership just so I can get access to all those things in one location. So I don't have to drive to multiple. I don't have to drive to the tire store. I don't have to drive to the mall. I don't have to drive to the grocery store. I can get everything in one spot, and I'm willing to pay for that access. I'm willing to leverage that so that I can have quick and easy, convenient access and really save all of my time because I can go and do more important things. I equate that to having like a mentor or having some access to, a shortcut, so to speak, even though it's not a shortcut, but it's definitely going to help you avoid the minefields that inevitably going to hit you. You'll see it coming. That's the way I think of it.
You know, with me, bro, I really don't try to understand the mentality of bitch ass niggas and fuck boys. It's straining on the brain.
Oh my God.
It's frustrating. You know what I mean? Damon Dash said, "Bitch ass niggas unite." You have, like, for me to understand why they see the world like that, I have to put myself in their shoes. And their fucking shoes stink. It don't fucking fit. There's holes in the motherfucker. It's dirty. I don't want no parts of it, man. I just want to help people that want to be helped. Instead of pulling teeth and trying to convince someone that, hey, this is the best route for you. Why? Because I've done it and it's successful and I've taught other people to do it. But if I have to like pull your teeth and twist your arm to do it, I'm all right. You're gonna have to move around.
Perfectly put. I'm gonna head out. That glad me up. Continue to cook and feed the people. Love y'all. I'll holler y'all later.
Yo, we appreciate you coming through, baby, man. Real talk. Thank you. You know the platform is always open to you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mr. Andre C. Hatchet himself, Super Hot Fire.
Hey, you think if I go to his city, you think he'll find somewhere for me I can stay? You know, he might hook me up with a cool spot to stay.
Who, Andre?
Yeah.
At ATL?
Yeah, he lives in ATL.
Shit, he fuck around and open his own doors for you, bro.
That'd be cool.
He's done that before. I've seen him do that with Julian Gordon.
All right, I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah, he's as real as it gets, man.
Yeah, good.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're going to go into our second half of the show, but before we do that, we'll go into a quick commercial break.
Hey people, let me tell you about the Notary Special Ops Workbook, all right? It's not just any old workbook, no. This thing is a game changer for notaries out there. You know why? Because it's not just about numbers and figures. It's about making you, as a notary, feel like $1,000,000. Listen up, folks. This workbook, it's like your secret weapon. It's got all those tips and tricks that will make you stand out in the notary game. It's not just about the sales. It's about making you feel more significant, respected, and valued in what you do. I'm talking about strategies that will boost your confidence, elevate your professionalism, and earn you the respect you deserve. When you're armed with this workbook, you're not just a notary, you're the notary. The one everyone turns to because they know you mean business. This Notary Special Ops Workbook, it's your ticket to feeling like a top-notch, respected notary. Trust me, when you've got this in your arsenal, you'll walk into any room like you own it.
Welcome back to the livest show on the planet. Profits are up live. I am your humble host, Tiger